Don't do nothing but tear down black men. Look at it. He's nothing giving. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive.
They're making that G-Unit film studio out there in Louisiana where that cheapest land at. You thought you was gonna be able to do it. You thought you was gonna be able to get them loans, and it ain't. What's wrong? What's taking so long?
In the intricate dance of hip-hop alliances, betrayals, and power plays, few stories captivate like that of Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent. When street legends clash and loyalties are tested, the reverberations are felt far beyond the music charts. The genesis of a feud. Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, co-founder of the infamous Black Mafia family, BMF, has long been a figure of intrigue and respect in both street and hip-hop cultures. His story, marked by ambition and controversy, inspired the Stars series, BMF, produced by rapper and entrepreneur 50 Cent. The show, starring Big Meech's own son, Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr., brought the BMF narrative to mainstream audiences. The bond between 50 Cent and Big Meech seemed unbreakable at first. 50 Cent had invested not just his time, but also his resources into telling the story of the BMF. This was a business and personal venture for the rapper, as the BMF's rise mirrored his own journey in the world of hip-hop. But what was once a solid partnership soon started to crack when the relationship between Big Meech and Rick Ross began to develop. Ross, a major figure in the hip-hop world, had long been a rival of 50 Cent. The rivalry between them had its roots in personal insults, public jabs, and what many saw as an unyielding battle for dominance in the rap game. When Ross threw his support behind Big Meech, who was already at the heart of 50 Cent's BMF series, it was viewed as an unexpected turn of events. In the eyes of 50 Cent, this support was nothing short of betrayal. Big Meech's personal and professional history intertwined with these growing tensions, and it was clear that things were about to take a dramatic turn. Big Meech's stand. In response to the mounting rumors, accusations, and what he perceived as a betrayal, Big Meech took to social media. In a public declaration, Meech stated, "I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me."
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up or Vizzo don't show up?
This wasn't just a defensive statement. It was a declaration of his loyalty to his street code and principles, a code that had earned him respect in his circle. Meech's words resonated with those who admired him for sticking to the unwritten rules of the street, even when the glare of the spotlight could easily make such principles hard to maintain. The statement not only clarified his stance, but reaffirmed his commitment to a life lived by the harsh rules of honor, loyalty, and respect. He wasn't just responding to the allegations, he was asserting control over the narrative. For Big Meech, there was no room for doubt. Loyalty was everything, and that was a value he refused to compromise, even in the face of a growing feud. Rick Ross's role. Rick Ross's involvement complicated the situation even further. While Ross's public support for Big Meech was seen by some as a sign of respect, many others believed it was a strategic move. The fact that Ross had spent years publicly feuding with 50 Cent meant that his endorsement of Meech was also a statement against 50 Cent. Ross's support for Meech wasn't merely about respect for a man who had once been a major figure in the drug world. It was also about making a play in his long-running rivalry with 50 Cent. Ross's role in the feud grew as he began to make subtle jabs at 50 Cent's financial situation, questioning his credibility in the business world. These jabs were not lost on 50 Cent, who responded by taking shots of his own. The tension between Ross and 50 Cent was far from new, but Ross's growing support of Big Meech was now a major point of contention. The fallout. As tensions reached a boiling point, 50 Cent took to his usual method of public shaming. He posted an image of a rat with the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech," making it abundantly clear that he was insinuating that Big Meech had betrayed him. The message was unmistakable. 50 Cent was accusing Meech of being disloyal. Big Meech, never one to back down, responded by mocking 50 Cent's online persona. He labeled him an internet gangster, a term that implied 50 Cent's bravado on social media was a far cry from the reality of street credibility. It wasn't just a diss, it was a calculated move that further solidified Big Meech's stance in the growing conflict. As the feud escalated, the rivalry drew in other figures from the hip-hop world. Former G-Unit member Young Buck, who had long been estranged from 50 Cent, sided with Ross and Big Meech, further cementing the divide within the hip-hop community. Even 50 Cent's own son, Marquise Jackson, publicly sided against his father, making the family dynamic even more complicated. The public nature of this fallout meant that every move from each side was being scrutinized, with everyone waiting to see who would come out on top. Implications for the BMF series. While the personal drama between Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent was playing out in the public eye, the BMF series, based on the life of Big Meech and his brother Terry Southwest T. Flannery, was continuing to capture the attention of audiences. The series had already been renewed for a 4th season, but the tension surrounding it had reached a level where it seemed impossible to ignore. Fans of the show were left to wonder whether the behind-the-scenes drama would affect the storyline. Would 50 Cent's fractured relationship with Big Meech influence the portrayal of their real-life counterparts? Could the beef between Ross and 50 Cent spill over into the show itself? These questions hovered over the BMF series as its 4th season loomed on the horizon. It's clear that the conflict had implications far beyond just the music world. As one of the most well-known TV shows of its kind, BMF was more than just entertainment. It was a cultural touchstone, a lens through which fans could view the story of the infamous Black Mafia family. With the off-screen drama threatening to overshadow the on-screen story, fans could only hope that the legacy of BMF would remain intact. The saga of Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent offers a glimpse into the complicated relationships that fuel much of the hip-hop world. At its heart, the story is about loyalty, betrayal, and power, core elements that have always shaped the genre. For Big Meech, it's not just about his legacy in the streets or in music. It's about defending the code that has always defined him. For Rick Ross, it's about making calculated moves in a rivalry that's played out in the public eye for years. And for 50 Cent, it's about protecting his brand and ensuring that no one undermines his empire. Ultimately, the story of Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent is a reminder of the complexities that come with fame and fortune in the hip-hop world. As alliances are tested and rivalries are born, the consequences ripple across the industry, leaving an indelible mark on both the personal lives of those involved and the larger culture. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and updates on this evolving story. Subscribe now to ensure you don't miss the latest developments in the world of hip-hop and beyond.